Good evening, YouTube. Hey, this is Frostbite. Earlier I showed you guys that I had this dual penny ender. I'm going to go ahead and do the opening of it now. What's exciting about this roll is that we've got a either a 1908 or a 190S on this end. This has an S mint mark on it, so kind of looking forward to getting into this and seeing what we got. I'm going to go ahead and just set that without looking at it. I'm going to set that right up there. So you can guys see that I'm not going to look at that. We'll unveil that in just a few moments. So I'm going to go ahead and go through some of these and see what we got. So we got another Indian head penny. This is a 1907. This has a pretty good detail. I apologize, my lighting's not the best, but you have a pretty good liberty there. You see some detail in the Indian head. That's a pretty good quality coin. You can see all the lines of the shield. This is a pretty good coin. I'm going to definitely go ahead and set that aside. I'm going to go ahead and set that up here with this one because that's going to be one that gets put away. Here we got a 1952 Denver mint mark. Let's see if I can adjust this lighting a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. Pretty good coin. You can see that there's some kind of a red-brown there tone to it. Coin looks pretty good. There's definitely some stuff there on the back, but overall, not a bad wheat cent. We'll look at setting that one aside. I'm going to set that one over here off the camera. This one is a 1928. Obviously, you can tell it's definitely pretty worn down. Possibly looks like it's been cleaned. This is just kind of a little bit too flat. It's a little bit too shiny, a little bit too flat. It's got that kind of a brownish, flat, almost like poop brown color. And usually that's pretty indicative of a cleaning. So I'm going to go ahead and set that one down here. This one's got a little bit of nice color to it. I'm not sure if you can pick that up. This one's looking pretty good. This is a 1917. I'm actually pretty happy with that coin. That's a good looking coin. Already have this in my year, so or in my book, so that's not a bad deal. But it's a pretty good coin. There's a little bit of damage going on, but you can see fairly good detail in the ear there, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It's going to be a keeper. We're definitely going to put that one up there with the other one. All right, so the next one we got is a 1934D. Not really sure of all the dates and what the mint markages or the mintages are. So I'm going to set this aside and look. I know the 31S and the 32 are definitely keepers. They're the ones that you want to have. Obviously, the 14D is a huge one, and everybody knows the Holy Grail. But yeah, this is there's a little bit of detail in the ears. Definitely worn on the high spots. Still see some good information there in the eye and a little bit on around the mouth, but overall, not a bad coin. We'll go ahead and set that one up there in the middle. Pretty good looking coin. There's some scratches, surface marks on the back. This is a 1953D. I've got a ton of these. This is not in bad shape. I'll probably put this in a roll with the other 40s and 50s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and put it out there for some new messages. All right. Ooh, another Indian head. This is 1890. I don't believe I have that particular year. I'm kind of new to the coin collecting world. Did it a number of years ago, but really didn't start to get into pennies until about 6 months or so. So I don't think I have this one. It's not very good. Definitely worn down. You can see the United States, but all in all, just not a great coin, but still a good find. I'm pretty happy with that one. Oops, I shouldn't have looked at that one. Oops. I was like, what am I doing up there? You know, sometimes I'd wonder if my head was screwed on correctly. My wife often tells me it's not, so. 1937, this one's got pretty good detail in the hair. You can see a little bit of the ear. It's pretty worn. Nice scratch on his forehead. Definitely a scratch over here above the date. You can kind of see that there. Um, doesn't look like a clean coin. It's got pretty good luster. Uh, there's some definitely good tail there and a detail in the back. So we'll go ahead and set that over here. That's probably one that we'll go through, see if we have a better copy in the book. 1944D, that mint mark is pretty light. It looks like it's been pretty worn down. I'll look at these under the microscope, and if I see anything of interest, then I'll definitely let you know. Looks like there's kind of a scratch or something that runs across his head there. You see that kind of running across. You'll catch it in the right light, and it's there it is. There, you see that kind of scratch running across there. Coin's not in bad shape. You can't see really of the lines in the reeds. You can see a few, but there's nothing real major there. So we'll put that one aside. That'll probably go in the pack that I'll send out for the others. Another 44D. This one's definitely been cleaned. You can see those kind of marks in the main area there, right? So you can definitely tell that this has been wiped off or rubbed off with something. Definitely, again, you can see through this area here, all the stuff has been done. Not really happy with the fact that we're seeing a lot of clean coins in this particular lot. 1925, I've definitely got a better 25 than this one in my book. But I think I only have one other 25. So I'll probably keep this. I'm trying to create 2 sets of books. So I'll go ahead and set this off to the side with my other one. And again, I'm going to be looking. Oh, that's a good one. That's a pretty good looking 43. It's got some corrosion on it, actually. Looks like it was probably cleaned. Somebody may have dipped this, not know what they were doing, and really jacked up the head of Lincoln. That's kind of a bummer. Otherwise, it's a pretty good looking coin. I mean, that reverse is gorgeous. Unfortunately, they jacked up the front of it, so that's going to get donated to somebody else. Another 1914. I don't know if we'll keep this one, if we'll give that back. I think I got the other one was not a 1914. It was a 44. I don't know what I'm thinking. But yeah, so any of the teens, I usually keep all of the teens. So if people are looking for them and I have duplicates of, I'll work out an exchange or a change with people to make sure that that kind of stuff is happening. But it's always cool to get the teens. I'll keep that up there because I'll definitely keep that. 1932D. I think that's a pretty good year. I'm going to have to double check that one, but I think 32. I can't remember if it's the 32 or 32D, but let's just bring this a little bit closer. I apologize ahead of time. Not really getting a good focus. I can't quite tell if this one's been cleaned or not. You can see some stuff around the edge. Looks like somebody might have wiped their thumb across it at one time. Pretty good marking on the date. Good information across the top. I'm definitely going to have to look at this in the scope. But this is definitely one I'm going to be setting aside, looking more into it. Again, pretty new to this, so I don't know what dates are good, what dates are not. We got 1911. That one's pretty worn down. But again, the teens, I'm going to be keeping duplicates of the teens. The reeds on these are pretty wore down. It's a pretty wore coin. This may be something that I gift to some young kid who was born in 2011 and give them a coin that was 100 years old when they were born. So we'll go ahead and set that off to the side there. This is a 1926, I believe. Yep, 1926. Definitely some wearing. There's a little bit of good tone. I know you can't pick up the tone from this, and apologize, I don't have very good lighting here. But 26, I got a bunch of these, so I think we're good on this. I'm going to go ahead and set this one down here. It'll be definitely one I want to look at a little bit later. Here we got a 1928. It looks like a Denver mint mark. Again, pretty worn, nothing really fancy about that one. Again, I'll look at all of these under the scope and see what's going on. 1927, this one's definitely been clean. You can see the scratches. You can see all the little micro scratches running across the sides here. Somebody definitely tried to clean off the edges. You look at that and you can kind of see pretty evident. I'm going to set that one aside. Again, another one of those that's been cleaned. Again, 1913, this is pretty sad because I need the 13. But again, this coin has definitely been cleaned. I'm pretty frustrated by this lot, actually. Not in great shape, but again, all the teens I'm keeping. 1919, it's an S mint mark, I believe. Yeah, 1919 S. I think I got one of these. This will be one of the secondary ones that I keep in my book. This one doesn't have those same features of being cleaned. It doesn't, I mean, it's got the right color. It looks pretty good. I don't see anything there, so I'm pretty happy with that one. So I'll go ahead and set that one up there. How are we doing here? 45. Pretty good date. Nice Liberty. There's definitely some heavy marks on his chin or on his cheek. The back isn't too bad, but I got tons of 45s, so I'm going to just throw that off to the side. 1929, I got a bunch of 29s. It's got a good old mark on his chin. You can see that there. This will be one I donate to some young numismatist. 1906, this one, not too bad. I've got a couple of them, but this one's pretty good shape. You see the shield there. The shield's got, you can see the banners all the way across. Good information. Nice wreath. You can see almost all the letters in Liberty. It's pretty light, but you can see them all the way across. So all in all, it's a pretty good coin. I'll go ahead and set that one up there. Again, this is the one we're looking for. Okay, this one right here. I'm going to set this over here. Okay, that's the one I started to look at it before I realized what I was doing. And 1865. That is one worn down coin. Definitely been cleaned. I mean, yeah, it's somebody tried to really polish that one up. We'll give that one out as a donation to some kid. 1913D. I don't believe I have that one, or is that 13S? Maybe 13S. I can't really tell. That's what happens with the bad eyes. I need to put this under the scope. I need some 1913s. This is a pretty good find. If this is a 13S, this will definitely fill one of my holes. So, oh, that didn't sound right, did it? Anyway, I'm happy with that one. 1935. Again, this is one that's been cleaned. Again, you can see, I mean, it's pretty clear. I mean, you see all that marking there. It's pretty clear that this coin has been cleaned. But again, I want to keep duplicates of everything. I don't think I have another 1935. I'm going to set this one over off to the side. We'll kind of discuss it later. 1911. This is an 11. Man, I guess it's an S, right? Because there's only 11 and 11S. If that's an 11S, then I definitely need that. That's going to fill a hole in one of my books. That'll make me pretty happy. It's not in very good shape, but it is a coin that I need to fill my book, so I'll go ahead and set that up there. 1926, this date is pretty worn down. Really not in great shape. Yeah, I'm sure somebody would appreciate that, putting it into another wrap. Back is pretty beat up on that one. This is 1912. Again, I keep all my 12s. This one's pretty beat up. I actually probably will give this one away. There's just too much scarring on the face. See all the pitting? So just a little bit too much damage for that one. So I'll go ahead and set that one aside. And forgive me, I got to adjust a little bit. Still working on my setup. 1914. Again, this one's got a couple heavy scratches. You can see some heavy wear. Recent rubbing together of the coin. You see that copper color underneath. Date is pretty good. It's nice and clean. The In God We Trust is really nice. You can see really no lines there in the the wreath sides, but not too bad of a coin. That may just go to fill another hole. Another 1914. This one's been cleaned and worn, so that'll make a donation to some kid looking for it. That is a 1909. That's a pretty good find. That's actually a really good shape. I'm really happy with this. Like, I'm really happy with this. It's much better than the other one. Can't tell, but it really doesn't look like it's been cleaned. Oh, and it's a VDB. Ha 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 ha. Isn't that freaking lovely? Now, how choice is that? I find a S mint mark Indian head and a 1909 VDB. The only thing that would make that better is if there was a nice little S in there. You know what? But that's definitely a choice coin. I'm going to set that up there. That makes me really freaking happy. 1936, I got a bunch of these. There's pretty good detail there in the ear and the hair. Not too bad. Coin doesn't look very good, very bad. Doesn't look cleaned. And again, I apologize that I don't really have better lighting for this. I know these coins all appear flat and this monotone. It's the poor lighting that I'm using, but not a bad coin overall. My son's home. We got a 1925 here. This one definitely looks like it's seen better days. Again, one of those things that I'll probably just give, put in the a coin with a bunch of different early years and give that to somebody. Oh, look at this. Would you believe it? Another 1909. That is crazy. Now, this one is not a VDB. This is just a regular 1909. I'm really freaking happy with this set. That's pretty cool. I have a couple 1909s already, but yeah, I'm really happy with that set. So this is a 36S. Pretty good detail. A couple little scratches over here on the side. See if I can get you that little light there. You can see that kind of right through there. Ultimately, not too bad. Reverse is pretty good. You can see the lines. You can see most of the lines in the back, actually. Pretty nice there. I'm really happy with that. I apologize for the motorcycle sounds in the background. My son is coming in and out, going back and forth. 1914, that was pretty beat up. We're going to set that over there. 1943S. Now, this is one I'm going to be looking at very carefully. There's the repunch mint mark. There's the S over sideways S. This one I know pretty well. I'll be looking at that one to see what I can find. Definitely been cleaned. I mean, you just look at that and you can see, you know. But I'm going to look at this a little bit closer and try to see what I can find. 1946, that's not too bad. I got a ton of these. That'll go in the donate pile. We got an 1883. This is a good year. This is a year I do not have. See pretty good detail on the shield. I don't see anything in Liberty, so that's not going to do much, but I want to go ahead and keep on that one. We got a 1928 again. Again, another cleaned 1928. I'm just looking at it. You can see all the cleaning and the stuff of that. So I'm going to go ahead and set that in the donate pile. 1915S. Actually, this is a really good coin. I actually need this for the collection, so that's really cool. I'm going to be setting that aside. Another 1914. Unfortunately, it's not a D. I would be super ecstatic if I got that. Pretty worn down. Again, that'll get donated. 1907. The other 1907 is in better shape. You can still see Liberty across pretty good. You see that there. You can see the Liberty. Not really any detail in the feathers, but pretty good coin. I'll go ahead and keep that over here with these other ones. 1906. This is a pretty good coin. You can see the Liberty pretty well. See some good detail there in the feather. Doesn't look like this coin has been cleaned, so that makes me really happy. You see the lines in the shield pretty well, pretty good detail there. I'm really happy with that coin. 1915. Again, I'll just stick that over there for the cents. Another 1914. Man, there were a lot of 1914s in this one. But again, just like all the other ones, it's been cleaned. You can see that pretty severely. You can see the scratch, the line marks all through there. As you look, you can see how that's been cleaned around the wreath. Probably wiped off, but we'll set that out of the way. 1911. Unfortunately, this isn't an 11S. I need one of those. But again, we already have a couple of those, so I'll send that off. 1943. See, this one hasn't been cleaned. You can see that luster, but there's no really highlighted marks or anything of that nature. Back wreath is okay. I'm going to set that down here, and I'll look into that one a little bit later. Got a 1918. Looks like a D. It's okay, but again, we'll keep all the teens. This is a nice looking coin. 1957. That's got a really good luster to it. Great color. That one's definitely going to be put into a holder. And then another 1907. I think I looked at this one already. Yeah, it's pretty good. The other one had more liberty and detail in the feathers. Now for the most important one. This is the one that we were looking at. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is the 1900 something S, right? See that S mint mark down there? And so there were only 2 years, 1909, 1908. 1909 is the sought after one. So we have 1908. That's good. Can't see Liberty very well. You can see it kind of in a couple of the letters. It's really not very well defined. Barely any feathers in the Indian, but all in all, there's a scratch right there in front of the neck. But the great coin, definitely one I don't have. So anyway, thank you all for joining in. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll chat later.